everyone, my name is Cami. I work in Japan as an English teacher with INTERAC, and today I'm going to be making a video on the application and placement process with INTERAC. This video is for anyone who wants to apply for INTERAC or is currently applying for INTERAC and they're just curious about when they're going to get the next update. I remember when I was applying, I was really nervous, constantly wondering when am I going to get that next piece of information that is going to take me a step closer to moving to Japan. Before I do begin, I want to say that every situation is different. So what I experience could be completely different for what you will experience, what anyone else experiences, okay? So on January 9th, I applied for INTERAC online. I just sent in my resume and my statement of purpose, why I wanted to work in Japan, all of that. And the next day, January 10th, I actually got an email back from the company saying they were interested in my application and they wanted to set up a phone interview. They said that within the phone interview, we would be discussing some documents. They sent me the documents in this email. The documents were basically the role of an ALT, living in Japan, contract information, all really simple stuff like that. They wanted me to review all of the details and then they wanted to call me later and see if I understood it. So I said, yeah, let's do a call. And later that day, January 10th, I had a phone call with one of the people at INTERAC. The call was really easy. It lasted about 15 minutes. And at the very end, the woman told me, okay, you passed. Now the next step is to go to the physical in-person interview. I'm going to send you some details about it, how to prepare. And there's also going to be a grammar quiz that I want you to take just to make sure that you are competent in the English language. And I said, okay, and I hung up. In the email, they gave me information as to where the interview would be held and how to prepare for the interview. So for the interview, I had to create a skit, not really a skit, but a performance of me teaching an English class. They sent me a video on how to do it. They told me to follow it exactly. It was a video of a person giving an English lesson, and they said, just do this, and we're going to be recording you. We're going to record you, and we're going to send this video to the headquarters in Tokyo. They're the ones who are going to make the final decision. So besides that interview, they wanted us to sing a song as if we were teaching kids, and to do like a one-on-one interview. So yeah. Okay, so the interview took place on January 12th in Orlando, Florida. I am from Tampa, Florida, so it was just like an hour drive for me to get there. There were about 10 other applicants there, and together we waited until it started. So during this interview, we all just performed our mock lesson in front of each other. They recorded us, and then afterwards we had our one-on-one interviews with the guy. On January 25th, I got an email from INTERAC telling me that my final package of my application has been sent to the final head office in Tokyo. So March 1st, I received an email with my placement details for INTERAC. I never got an email that said, congratulations, you got the job. Now let's wait a little bit while we figure out where you're gonna go. I just got an email that said, congratulations. Thank you for accepting the position. This is where you're gonna be working. And I'm like, okay, great. Okay, so I got assigned to INTERAC Kanto North Central. That branch now has changed. They separated it into two groups, but when I applied, it was one group. The area that my branch covered was Tokyo, Niigata, Nagano, Toyama, like that general area of like Kanto. So they gave me the option to accept this placement or to decline it in hopes for something else, but I was happy with this, so I accepted. On April 1st, I once again got an email from INTERAC. They told me that they wanted to check my preferences, like to see if I preferred the inaka or the country or the city life. They wanted to see if I was okay with driving, what my preference was for elementary school, junior high school, or high school, just a general checkup on what I wanted to do. And then finally, on April 26th, I got my contract in my email and COE procedures. They wanted me to sign the contract and then send it back to them. And COE procedures are just a list of what they need from you, like passport photos, etc., to send back to them. And then once they have that, they can start making your certificate of eligibility. Okay, and then May 24th, I got my email from INTERAC telling me what day I was expected to arrive in Japan. Now, this was a huge relief, I wasn't sure when I was supposed to leave. I knew the general time was like August, but I didn't know what date to go. I was really trying to buy my flight ticket fast. And just for your information, the date they gave me to arrive was August 11th. So at this point, I was just waiting for my diploma to come into the mail so I could finally send that to Japan because diploma was the last thing I was waiting for so they could finish my certificate of eligibility. On July 1st, I finally got my diploma, and then I was able to finally send that to INTERAC, and once they received it, they started to make my COE. So on July 19th, I got an email from INTERAC saying that they have all of my documents, and so they sent out the application for my certificate of eligibility. I received it in the mail, I believe, July 26th. So July 26th, I received my certificate of eligibility in the mail, and I had to submit all of the information to the nearest consulate, which for me was in Miami, Florida. And for me, my COE was really fast. It took like a couple days only to process. Okay, and then on August 3rd, I got my favorite email that I got from them, which is telling me the city I will be working in and telling me the Board of Education that I'll be working in. So at this point, I still wasn't sure, am I going to be living in Niigata, you know, in the mountains where it's freezing? Am I going to be living near Mount Fuji? Am I going to be living in Tokyo? I really didn't know. So this August 3rd email was really nice for me. It was really important for me. I got placed in Tokyo, and they told me my Board of Education within Tokyo as well. And then a few days later, August 9th, one day before I left for Japan, I got the information for my housing details. Yeah, so they sent me my housing details, my like address, how much everything would cost, and my breakdown costs of everything. So it was really important. And then we had our training from August like 11th to 14th, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, or to 11, 15. But anyways, it was the last day of training, which was a Friday, when I finally realized where I would be working. So I got assigned to elementary schools, and I'm really happy with everything that happened. I hope this information was helpful for anyone who is in the process of applying for INTERAC. The waiting aspects of this really sucks. You know, I had so many nerves wondering where I was going to be placed. You know, I just wanted to know, do I need to pack for skiing weather or do I need to pack for living in this city? Waiting sucked, but in the end, I was really happy. It was a great surprise. Yeah. So that was my personal timeline process for INTERAC. I hope this video helped anyone. If you guys have any more questions about INTERAC, please let me know and I'll be glad to answer.